Hello and welcome back to the Power BI video series. Today in this video, we are going to talk about how exactly the data can be read through different sources inside Power BI desktop and where exactly would you see the data that has been loaded in Power BI. What does different sections on Power BI data pane means to you, and how exactly you need to select your data. Now to get started, what you need to do is you need to go to the home section in the menu bar. Then you have get data section. Now you see carefully there's a small drop down on get data. So if I click on that get data drop down, I'll see different sources that I can connect my data from. Now these are not the limited sources. If you click on more, you'll get a huge list of different options that you can connect from. Now, this is not limited to only Microsoft, but you can even connect to Oracle databases. Then you can even connect to Amazon Redshift. You can connect to Google BigQuery. There are multiple options from any source in the world, wherever you have an option to connect to. And there are connectors available for Power BI. You can connect the data. Now, there might be certain different sources which might have not been connected with Power BI so far. So those connector might possibly come in the future or in the future releases. But mostly the data that you're going to use would be from MySQL, it could be from SQL, Oracle, it could be from Amazon servers or Google servers that is readily available at the moment. So what I'll do is I'll go back over here. I'll go to get data. I have an Excel sheet which I need to get the data from. I'll connect to that Excel sheet. I'll browse and then I'll update the sheet. Now let's see what happens when I click next over here. Now this is a regular procedure of opening any file, be it your office applications, any office applications. When you try to open something, these are the default details that you'll see. Now the moment I click on next, it'll try and process this data and try and understand if it's readable and if Power BI can connect to that particular source. The moment Power BI identifies that it was able to access the data, it had the right set of rights, it'll show the details what it reads from the Excel sheet. Now the XLSX file that I have, that is Excel sheet that I have, has two different sheets on its own. Now, if you look carefully with the icons that you have over here, this icon is for the table and these two are sheet icons. Okay, this represents sheet, this represents table. So inside my Excel sheet or the Excel workbook that I have, these are two different sheets that I have inside it. What I have done is I have created a table inside Excel, and that is what it represents in table 1. Now, if you want to see the data, what is present inside it, you can just click the checkbox against it and you'll see the details over here. Now, if you see, once I select a sheet, it doesn't take my column headers, and the column headers will have to be set up separately and it's not able to recognize it. But if I uncheck this and I go to the table that I have already created, it is rightly able to identify the columns from the Excel sheet automatically. Now what we are going to do is we are going to next try and understand what are these two different options. That is, my bad. We'll try and understand what are these two options. One is transform data and the other one is load. I'll keep transform for the later videos that we're going to have. First, now let's go ahead and understand what load will do. So the moment I click on load, Power BI Desktop will try reading the details from the table 1 and it will make it visible for you in the data pane. Remember in the first video we spoke about the different sections that you have on Power BI. A quick review on that. We have the canvas. This is the canvas. And then we have filter pane, visualization pane, and data pane. Now data pane, as the name suggests, the data will be loaded in this particular panel. Moving forward, if I expand this particular table, it gives me the different column names that I have in my Excel sheet. Now, if you look carefully, one wonderful thing that Power BI does is if it identifies a particular column is of a type date, it'll give you the hierarchy of that particular date completely. Like you can have the data pulled as per day, month, quarter, and a year. So this is completely automated. You don't have to actually go ahead and create anything out of it. There are different things that we call it as measure. We are going to talk about measure in the future videos. So this was all about how to load the data in Power BI and how to connect it. We'll talk about different visualization sections in our next video. Thank you so much.